I'm telling y'all, till this day, I'm still trying to figure out how this girl didn't get fired for this. Hey, what's up, guys? I hope everybody's having a chill and relaxing Sunday. My name is Justin Alexander, and welcome to another Sunday edition of Ship Life Stories, where I tell you guys all about crazy, fun, wild adventures that happened to me while I was working on board cruise ships as a contractor. Now, before I get into today's episode, guys, just real quick, I have two announcements for you guys, so hopefully you guys listen up. So, for those of you that are following my Ship Life Instagram, I'm sure you guys have noticed I haven't made a post in some time. I've been actually pretty busy with other things, which I'll tell you guys about a little bit later. But basically, I'm just letting you guys know that I will unfortunately be shutting that down. The reason I'm doing that is because between the YouTube channel, my emails, and the Instagram account, I feel like I'm spreading myself too thin. And I want to be able to help you guys out and give you content. But if I'm answering questions on every single platform, it gets to a point to where I can't get to all of it. I got a business I'm starting, I got other things going on. So I'm just letting you guys know, if you want to follow me on Instagram, if you want to connect with me on Instagram, just follow my personal account. I'll leave it a link right up here. Just follow it. I'll leave the name. Just go ahead and follow that for me, and I greatly appreciate it. Now, announcement number 2, guys. So thing is, I do love the Ship Life series that I have going on here. But honestly, I have a lot of other things and a lot of other crazy experiences from other things that I've done. I've told you guys before, I worked for the Harlem Globetrotters for 5 years. I worked for cruise lines for about a year and a half. I got a lot more stories with them. I want to be able to basically do like a vlog. I do a lot of traveling, and I'm pretty good with flights. I want to be able to hopefully advise you guys. I think I just bought a flight, the other day. I'm going to Europe next month, by the way. I'll be out there for 2 weeks. I paid $400 for that ticket round trip. So I want to be able to, hopefully help, motivate, inspire you guys, just kind of maybe walk you guys through a little bit more of my personal life. So I'll be starting my own Justin Alexander YouTube channel. That'll be going down next week. So if you guys want to give it a follow, I'll make sure I leave the link, and I hope you guys do. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about that, guys. On to today's fun episode. So in Friday's installment of Ship Life, I told you guys about pretty much what happens when you are left by a cruise ship. I even took that little video of a couple that recently just got left back in St. Martin earlier this week. Now, today's story is going to be about something that I did mention in the video. A friend of mine, actually, I'll just call it what it is, my ex, so I'm going to try to use their real name. If you guys don't know, usually I try to make up names just to kind of keep some discretion on who the person really is in case they end up watching this video. So we're gonna go with Jane, all right? So my ex Jane, basically, she ended up getting left on in one of the ports and somehow managed to get back to the ship without getting fired. Now, here's the thing, guys. For those of you that don't know, it's different for a crew member to get left behind on a ship as opposed to a guest. As a guest, typically the cruise line and the agent available at the ports will make sure you get back to where you need to be. It's kind of the same for a crew member, but typically if something like that happens, usually you're out of here. You get canned, you get fired, because that's just pure negligence and irresponsibility on your end, and other people could possibly pay the price by having to work harder in your absence. Now, this girl is my ex. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, just to give you a little bit of backstory as to how this girl is. So, Jane, just first of all, real quick, my bad, I'm sorry. You guys have to understand that it's not a secret that women hold the power of persuasion, all right? They can do a lot of things, all right? But I just want to put that out there just so we get like an idea of where this is going to go. Now, anyway, just a little backstory. This girl, Jane, I met her some years ago at this theme park I was working at over in Tampa, Busch Gardens, all right? And when we started dating, at the time, this girl was homeschooled her whole life. And don't get me wrong, before you guys jump and attack me, there's nothing wrong with being homeschooled, but oftentimes you can't deny that there are a lot of things that are missing. A lot of people don't develop social skills, and they tend to be a little bit socially awkward, just a little weird at times. This girl was weird. Very beautiful girl, though, by the way. And we're still somewhat friends to this day. But, it is what it is. But anyway, so this girl is just kind of like an awkward person. and she's just always been that way. But man, she's talented. She can dance, So she was on the ship with me, and there was no hostility, no tension, but there is no spark between us. You know what I mean? I got my girl or whatever, and I'm happy. But anyway, so this girl, basically, when I knew her, she was a very, how do I say, she was innocent. And she has that kind of innocent quality to her. But of course, later on down the line, after she, I'm not going to say certain terms, but after she grew up and she started doing more, it's weird to talk about, but she started doing more adult things, not with me, of course. We never really got to that point because when I knew her, she was just like, pure, all right? So later on, it was just one of those things. When she started doing adult things, she just, all hell broke loose. I mean, this girl just kind of went around. She was all over the place. And being a dancer, being a physically fit, energetic dancer, she had a lot of energy to give out. And, we're friends, but this girl just kind of like lost control because, again, I don't know if just because she didn't develop the social skills to understand how it all works, but this girl was hopping around, and obviously on the ship, I've told you guys before, it's a giant party. There's a lot going on the ship. Now, this girl made her way to the officers, and I don't know about the captain. I don't think she got that far. I hope not. But she knew people for various reasons, and that ultimately ended up helping her, which it's kind of awkward, but yeah, it helped her out. But anyway, basically what ended up happening was we were in Port Canaveral, and it was some one-off chance that we just happened to have a overnight over there. I think it was like a couple days before New Year's, something like that. We were getting ready to head to the Bahamas. And we were in Port Canaveral. So thing is, you can often sign off, basically. Let's say if you're American native or whatever, or if you're native to wherever that port is at, and you have an overnight, you can sign some paperwork to basically be able to go home. Maybe I'll talk about that for another day, because I was able to go home. I went and saw my son and my family and everybody, and she did the same. She went back to Tampa as well. We didn't go together, just so we're clear, but she went to go back to see her family. Which, whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. But we have to be back that next day in Port Canaveral. I think it was like 9 a.m. We got to be back on the ship at 9 a.m. And Jane wasn't back at 9 a.m. So what ended up happening was, I guess, what I found out later, she pretty much just kind of lost track of time. She was in the local mall near the port, and with family, and then there just happened to be, I think, an accident or something like that. She said nearby, and just one thing led to another. And of course, by the time she got there, the ship was literally just sailing away. Now, thankfully for her, we didn't have a show, so, it kind of helped her out too. I think 2 days later, something like that, we were in Port Canaveral. We had one little island, our private island, GSC, and then Port Canaveral was the next stop. We didn't have any shows for those 2 days. So she was able to literally buy her flight and get over to the Bahamas. I don't know how much she paid. I think she told me she paid like $600-700 for like a last minute flight. But whatever, it's either that or the thousands of dollars you're gonna losing that job and then paying your way home. So I guess it kind of worked itself out. But anyway, basically what happened was she was seeing a couple of the officers, and I think I hate to admit it, but I think one of the management members at the time, one of the managers, and she was able to kind of weasel her way into not getting in trouble. Basically, I guess the management and the officers were able to just kind of help her out, make it seem like there was some kind of family emergency or whatever. At least that's the way she put it towards me. She said she was a little surprised she didn't get fired, but yeah, that's what happened. So long story short, she was able to get back to the ship as a crew member and did not get fired. She made it back, and she's still working for the line this day, the cruise line. She's still doing the same show, which is pretty lucky of her. That doesn't happen regularly. For you guys that don't know, typically if you miss a ship or you do something like that, you're getting fired, no questions asked. So that was a lucky girl, because I'm telling you right now, that would not have happened to me. I would have been gone. Like, they would have picked me up in a helicopter mid-ocean, you know what I mean? Like, as soon as we got back out, leaving the Bahamas, they would have got a helicopter and flew me home. That would have been it, gone, done. So yeah, guys, I know the story's a little bit shorter than normal, but that's I just had to put it out there in light of my Friday's edition. If you guys haven't seen that yet, make sure you guys check it out. I'll leave a link below, and then I'll put a link above as well. So yeah, guys, that's it for my story today. I hope everybody is doing well. Hope you guys are enjoying the Ship Life stories. I'm gonna give you guys some quality content with my Ship Life episodes on Friday as well. So I'm gonna come out with another episode on Friday, and then I think Wednesday sometime this week I'm gonna open up my new YouTube, my personal account. So make sure you guys check that out too. I think it's gonna be a good channel, and I think you guys are gonna find that enjoyable as well. But until then, I'm gonna get up out of here. You guys take it easy.